Music Centre. If you're with us in the building, make some noise. First of all, shouts to Rapid Full for finishing their campaign with us and making this a collaboration event. We can't shout to them enough. But, that being said, we're here for one thing, and that's Battle Rap on the right-hand side, making his second appearance in Premier Battles. Make some noise for Homeskool. Let's go!
Go! And on the left-hand side, the League 2 MVP, one of the most slept on in the UK, Belfast. Make some noise for Lazy!
This is a 3-round battle, as the coin did, though.
Yes.
Who's going first? I am. It's round 1 on Homeskool. Let's go.
I was offered you 3 years ago. I said, nah, he can miss me, yo. No way. Forget about it. Hard pass, like a kidney stone. But clips he'd shown at the time were all simple, so I wasn't hearing that pitch like a dog whistle. But I had a change of heart when I saw you blowing up like a Stark missile. Nevertheless, I'm, ironically, way above you. And if you think that you aren't little, then this Muppet is living in a fantasy, like the Dark Crystal. Cause I've got a flavor that you couldn't match. I'm Iron Brew before the sugar tax. You've got an artificial layer you should have trashed. I'm here to rip a plastic back like a pudding pack. You're getting rocked, then rocked again like Charlie Brown with the goodie bag. Just look at that. Just look at that. I'm whooping jack. School's eating up. It's cooking class. I'll get this posh boy. Nah, I won't cook his class. You thought I would go down that rabbit hole, but I found another way. Through the looking glass. I shook him bad. Now he can't run, cause these punches hit hard enough to crack gums. You wanted a movie. Now your jaw's swollen. You may not need a bigger boat, but you'll have one. You're matched up with the best one, so I'd better see some respect done. Or they'll go from asking you what's the crack to asking you what's the crack in your head from. You wanted a plate, and now there's one in your skull for thinking you were special. But your last name is Solomon. You should be used to having silver in your temple. There's levels that I'll put you through. I've got my boot to your neck, you're too shook to move. This went from you having a foot on me to me having a foot on you. You like to predict that opponents will reference your height. Like you're some kind of prophet who knows our souls. He says we need to find a better angle for him. Bro, look at you. No, we don't. You are an anthropomorphic coat rack. There is no way I'm leaving that out of schemes. You don't just look like Peter Crouch. You're like if Peter Crouch had to crouch to pee. You look like Peter Crouch had to crouch to pee. There's no doubt to me it bothers you. Cause you be ducking down low to make your frame shorter. Your favorite food is shortcake. You're a fan of wintertime cause the day's shorter. You drove from London up to Manny just to make your flight on the plane shorter. You used to be Lazy Arse Jack. Now it's just lazy. You even tried making your name shorter. It visibly bothers you. So of course I'm gonna keep on attacking that. You look like a stack of 3 children trying to sneak into battle rap. You look like a stack of 3 children trying to sneak into battle rap. And I can say that with my chest wearing the biggest smile. If he says it with his chest, it's the middle child. My chest wearing the biggest smile. If he says it with his chest, it's the middle child. Listen, Billy, we know that you're in there. Don't act like you're more than a novelty. Just because you look like 3 persons in one don't mean that you're a god to me. More like the term they use to measure a ship's velocity. That's not my speed, so I gotta see him weep. You brought measured attacks for the cleanest sweep, but I can easily adjust to your metric. You're going 1.83 meters deep.
Right, so what's up, Belfast? We got Lazy versus Homeskool. Can you dig it? Are you excited to find out which skinny white nerd can fit more punchlines into 2 minutes? Dude, listen. You got a face made for Twitter and opinions made for Instagram. So I'm kind of pissed, in fact, because beside the single fact that you're a midget and I'm a bigger lad, we look kind of similar, damn. So shout out Rappers Full for booking the world's first Hall of Mirrors match. They're spitting trash. Think that your whack Marvel and Pokemon bars went undetected? Fuck your references, they're unimpressive. You've got distressing material like vintage leather, so put a pin in that. You've got distressing material like vintage leather, so put a pin in that. Like punk aesthetics, just forget it. If you think that he's the man to beat, this mild-mannered dweeb has the physique of an angsty teen, so let's find out if he can compete when I put you on the spot like acne cream. You have to see. When I put you on the spot like acne cream, you have to see. He's perfected a style, but it's inherently limited. Those punches the bro comes with have no substance. It's a blunt instrument, and it won't cut it, especially when your delivery is a hard sell like a cold dungeon. Bro's bugging. If he thinks he's got the skill to be fucking with me twice as much as you've got, wouldn't be half as much as you need. That's why they're dumb. Bro's bugging if he thinks he's got the skill to be fucking with me twice as much as you've got. Wouldn't be half as much as you need. That's why this dumb little neek always tries to go for an angle when he's penning his third round, but that extra shit is not something that I can be threatened with, so my suggestion's this. Mind your business like therapists. He's mental. He's mental if he thinks that he ever could beat this, but you get so gassed up. Guess those fans will never believe it, so fuck it. Let me land like a rental agreement. Performance and projection's your weakness. That's why he's not the best. See, the scene that we rep is about entertainment, not witnessing how big your brain is, something which he seems to forget. You never grasp the question. And now you've got a problem on your hands, like trying to cheat on a test. And I need to address all the people who said that this battle was beneath you. Guess they don't rate my wordplay. Opinions like a blooper reel. They got all the worst takes. Thought this battle was a gamble. That doesn't really work, mate. Because for you to take a chance on me, you'd have had to have one in the first place. What? One of the battles on Prem, you could say I won. I might not be the fan favourite. I'm just the bookmaker's one, so face it, cunt. Face it, cunt. You don't want to compare them. You don't want to compare the bars that we use. Don't start that argument, dude. I'll take my chance in the room. No if, buts, or maybes. Don't try disregarding the truth, because I don't do hypotheticals. I just make an example of you. That's
If y'all didn't know, I'm from an Irish bloodline. I think it's finally best that I said it, because now I'm in Ireland, and I'm bombing on a Man, I guess it's genetic. See, it was never your fault what they did in the past, so I'm not about to dig into that, but I've been sickened by the splits that my religion has had. It's like that Venom squad you're on. All the division is trash. Because I've got Protestants and Catholics in my lineage. Facts. And there's a theme here if you've been listening, Jack. You've got troubles of your own, because now the Christian's gonna split you in half. It's that symmetric. That's symmetric. This is past aggression. I turn knocking people out into an aesthetic. That's right. Let's go! I turn knocking people out into an aesthetic. That's right. And you'll be left just as well like you're ambidextrous. Because I can prove I left a mark on this scene. Just ask forensics. You can't deflect this. If it's a mirror match, I'll leave a cracked reflection. Broken glass. Annie Lennox. No shortcuts when I'm casket prepping. I'm shining. So you know where Jack is headed. In the end, you'll be like a lad connection. You're mad pretentious. You're mad pretentious. You'll land one decent punch and then laugh. Pathetic. Sounds like Frankie Goes to Hollywood. You had one hit. Relax. It ended. It's clean cut, antiseptic, too much of a body, I'm anorexic, he's beginning to shrink, skin him a rink, you're at home and don't have an exit. Word to Dead Mouse, you made a bad selection. And you got ears like the helmet he has his head in. This ain't a not match for grabbed attention. I only chose to attack this cretin because these are experimental bombs, and that's the only sense where you are battle tested. But I have to mention, we have one thing in common I don't mind avowing, because neither one of us is really violent, so we compensate with metaphors that are violent sounding. And I end up with some pretty cool punchlines. You end up with odd phrases that are quite astounding. You told Reverse, catch me strolling with the vultures in the boneyard. You chill in a boneyard? Man, that is so hard. You really should have told us more, just hanging with your vulture friends at Oxford, having no remorse. Because you made fun of Crow for saying he had pet vultures. But you're actually going on strolls with yours. You out here taking birds of prey for walkies? And that is not a thing I know. But you're a vulture because all the swag you got it from your bros. And I'm a vulture because I flew in to catch a body on the road. They said to drop another foe, and I will pay that debt today. My pen game, Fahrenheit 451. There's flames on every page, and they will take your breath away. I'm shaking this crowd crazy. You really thought I was gonna slouch today? Sit down, lazy, cause his round's shaking, and they are seeing it completely. You can hear it in the room like the telltale heart, cause this beating is beneath me.
Stay on that side and get...
Right, I'm going to need you all just to walk with me here on this one for a bit. Make some noise if you've seen Frankie Fraser versus Homeskool. Yeah! Make a bit of noise if you all liked it. Yeah! Okay, regardless of whether you've seen it or not, make a bit of noise if you'd like to hear the completely true but batshit mental backstory behind it. Yeah! Well, all right then. On the day of the event, your wife, who had travelled with you, calls up Briggsy, and she's utterly distraught because you had got sick. She said that you were pale as a motherfucking corpse, and Briggsy was like, you see, he's looking pale. Isn't that just the norm? What are his other symptoms? Rapping like a complete and utter dork. And she said, no, this is serious. If he doesn't go to the hospital, then he might end up in the morgue. Your wife thought that you might die.
I did.
Almost worse, I would argue. Your wife and you thought you might die. Let's go. But somehow you still pulled up for the war. And I seen dude in the green room having fever dreams, could barely see him breathe. I thought he was done for sure, but you didn't want to let the fans down. So you and your wife start praying. Ask a favor from the Lord, and I'm not a religious person. But how else can I explain it when Homeskool gets up and performs? And of course, he gave a great performance. Delivered every line of your writing, but after the battle, Bizzo gave you a lift back to your hotel. And all the while that you're driving, you and your wife are in the back seat praying in silence and crying. I'm sorry, what the fuck? Why did you get so emotional? Why did you get so spiritual? Just after you got lyrical. I mean... Why get so spiritual after you got lyrical? Makes no sense unless, of course, you as an individual think that what happened was a miracle. That'd be ridiculous. Oh, for fuck's sake! Right, let's assume that it was divine intervention. What would that say about the God that you're always blindly defending? What, do you think the big guy is in heaven like... Well, I could help all of the starving children in poverty who are dying defenseless, or with a snap of my fingers I could cure all the blind and the lepers. I mean, honestly, I'm God. I could end the climate crisis in seconds, but I think I'm going to step in for this American guy doing a rap battle in Manchester. I think that would be the best use of my time and my efforts. My guy, just forget it. This might be an unpopular opinion. I guess it doesn't sell, but as far as I'm concerned, all religious people are either chronically stupid or mentally unwell. I mean, think about it. We could display the same behavior. I guess the difference is perspective, but when you talk to God, we're all witnessing the blessing. Give a little bit of reverence as you commune with the Almighty whilst he's delivering his message, and it's literally expected that I'll sit there and respect it, but it's a total double standard, and I think that shit's pathetic, because when you hear voices, it's just spiritual connection, but when I hear voices, all of a sudden the doctor's diagnosis is I'm schizophrenic, and it's depressing as it is ironic, because the shit that I drop is the most convincing argument ever for the existence of God. So listen, you cock, you sound stupid at best. So listen, you cock, you sound stupid at best. Last time he came to the UK, he had to say his prayers, and now he's got to do it again. So now I've exposed his religious proclivities. I want to play a game to expose his referential style, and just how easily it's done. Here are the rules. The next person to do a film, TV, or comic book reference thinks that Jesus is a cunt. Your turn. Don't be calling Jesus a cunt now. Don't be calling Jesus.
Hey, Lord. Is it okay if I do a film reference anyway? Okay, thanks. I had one other battle this year, and me and Los ran it up. You haven't had any battles this year, and somehow both of them sucked. I had one other battle this year, and me and Los ran it up. You haven't had any battles this year, and somehow both of them sucked. But you were undefeated last year, well, against smaller names. To me, that doesn't sound like winning. You had 3 big squares like a QR code, and now you think that you're downright different? Man, listen. You talk down to opponents, and for smaller names that can get some hits, but you cannot condescend upwards. When you try, you become a hypocrite. You told Random, of all people, he lacked personality. Are you ignorant? We'd have to hook you both to the same IV just for you to have a drip of it. This little prick told Kojay he lacked breath control while getting ritz. You told Soweto Kinch his Mercury prize means nothing because the jazz scene isn't big? Yes, it is, you silly bitch. You know what the jazz scene is absolutely larger than? Bro, this is it. The thing that you're 8 years in the midst and still can't achieve recognition with. Oh, but the King of a Ronald's champ is gonna flip the script. Bro, I've had a huge match to prep and it isn't this. You crossed a sea, I crossed an ocean. What I'm saying is I've got bigger fish. Bro, get a grip. Talking down to me when you kill to be in the same spot. You're not a big fish in a small pond, you're an amoeba in a raindrop. But wait, stop. But wait, stop. Your dad's a TV producer. That goes with the angle. Let me show what I'm saying. See, producers have most of the say, because they're controlling the payments, but they're often out of touch with the shows that they're making because they don't really play a big role in creation, while the loads of creatives who be tolling for ages get the lowest of wages when they're rolling the banking. I relate all that to you with all your quotes and your statements, talking down to those who do more than you, because you don't know your own station. I'm chasing heights that you can't near. I flew here. You swam here. So stand clear and just buzz off. This is not your thing. You should just watch. Your biggest accomplishment is that Verse Tracker says you used to battle on Jump Off. You didn't, but it says that you did. Now let me explain what they've done, y'all. See, there was a different lazy on Jump Off. Now, Verse Tracker would normally get that straight, but the other lazy is also British, also thin as a rail, and get this, also 6'8". Dude, what? What's going on? Ain't nobody thieving like you. Bad enough that you stole that man's name, you had to steal his height too. That lazy has one battle left online, and somehow you still average less with views. Matter of fact, your biggest views were his lazy arse Jack. Lazy, you're not even the most successful. You. I'm deading you. I'm deading you. But don't worry, that isn't literal. Sorry, it isn't literal. Just a metaphor, a literary device, like a Kindle. But there's a little thing I still have to hit. I've lost people this year. I won't move past it quick, but crafting this is help with how sad it gets. So love God and love people, because life is short, which is probably why you're a fan of it.
Your whole existence is pathetic. You're a runt, a bitch, a weakling. You look like you had a depressive episode. Then it got commissioned for a season. He is the most overrated on the planet. Plus, he's insanely pretentious. So tell me, what do I stand to gain like a deadlift? The question is not who are you, but what am I? The god of rhymes, eloquence personified, rapping like the rent is due against a dude who looks like he's been claiming squatters' rights. I'm not surprised you're so overrated. On iBattle, you, Oppa, Fibu, get all of the dopest fights. But when you battle those big names, my bro, you don't survive. Soul can't beat you so bad. I thought you'd been paid to throw the fight. We saw Soul fucking up home like a poltergeist. You know I'm right. We saw Soul fucking up home like a poltergeist. You know I'm right. Soul can't. Real sick. Low supreme. Tried your best, but you couldn't win. So when they say I pulled this out the bag, they're talking about you and the one your last 3 opponents put you in. When your last 3 opponents put you in, this stupid bitch's resume is very crazy. But that doesn't mean that your work is special. You're not top tier because you lost to top tiers. That would be absurd and mental. And shit, it flatters this Christian rapper. You've got an elite CV, but a worthless record. I don't believe that Jesus did walk on water. You're the only one I've seen making strides at a surface level. And what? You think that you're original because you don't rap about the fact that you burst the metal? Nah, your pen game learned from stencils. There's a whole host of pioneers that you're behind. Your main style wasn't your brainchild. That should be borne in mind. This is going to be a retirement job. He's not even sort of nice. Meanwhile, I've been writing in my final form like a P45, but they're talking... He's not even sort of nice. Meanwhile, I've been writing in my final form like a P45. But they're talking like he's top tier. Put you in conversations that you contribute nothing to. It's very fucking basic. You earned all your opportunities. You just weren't good enough to take them. So face it. You'll be the one to end it I'll be the one to end it if you've come for war. You'll draw a line under nothing like an underscore. You'll draw a line under nothing like an underscore. Don't let this fucking dork's nerdy style be impressing you. Have to develop a vague semblance of stage presence if you want to try testing, dude. So you better pick it up quickly. 5-second rule. I said you're loose because you look stupid on stage. Awkward on stage. You look quite dumb, boy. Dropping punches like clockwork whilst moving your arms like a wind-up toy. I mean, it's the fucking battle rap Ultronic 5000. Referencing some obscure anime. And that one scene and the way those Yanks will gas it is just absurd. But you can try it over here just to find out it doesn't work. You only shake the room at iBattle because at iBattle the room is full of fucking nerds. Your whole rep is undeserved. Because if it's not cartoons and superheroes when this guy is rapping, it's oblique references to clever shit. You guys might not catch it, but I find it quite distracting because he only seems sophisticated with that slant on his writing, like typing in italics. And the fact is, they're reacting just to show they get the reference. But man, it's not enough because there is a difference between being complex and just mentioning complex stuff. Yeah. So my man, you can have that. In summary, your style is textbook. And I prefer to go for something abstract. Oh. Yeah.